Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I thought I would go ahead and do the video about the Waterfall card. We did that in our class last time. And in case somebody wanted to refer to it again because they wanted to make some more. But basically, you have a card that when you pull this, see how the little flaps all go that way. And it's just a fun, interactive card for people to get. So last time I used, of course, designer paper on the front of the card. And then I also just used designer paper on each of these squares. This time I'm going to actually stamp just for something different. So let's get started. So I have a piece of cardstock, and I actually started making it already. I forgot, oh wait, I'm supposed to show them what I'm doing. Here's my pen. So we have a regular piece of cardstock, and this is 11 by 4 1/4. That's half a sheet of 8 1/2 by 11. Fold it in half, and then I put a piece of designer series paper on the front that's 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so that's all I've done at this point. So you're going to need, for your cardstock, you need a piece that's 2 by 9, which is this one, and we're going to score that. You need 4 that are 2 by 2, these 4. And then either the designer paper or whatever you're going to put on the front here of each of those, whether it's designer paper like it was here or whether it's going to be white that you're going to do, you need 4. And those are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And that just leaves your little mat around the outside. Then you're going to need a piece here that is, this is white. And this was white or DSP. This one is 1 3/4 by 4, and that's going to fit on this one. And then you need another piece of designer paper that's just going to be this little piece that goes across there. Well, designer paper or cardstock, it doesn't matter. But that's 3/4 by 4. Okay, so there is quite a bit of cutting to do ahead of time on this one, but I think it makes for a pretty card. So let's do our 4 little pieces that go on the fronts here. And this piece is the one that goes on the inside. And I'm just going to use the Seize the Day because I had some of this underwater paper that I've had for a while. It might have even been with the turtle or the whale. It might have been with the whales. So let's see. I think I'll put a crab on one. Looks like I need to ink this one up. That's okay. All right, so we've got the crab there. And then I might put, might try to put this octopus on here. He's going to be bigger, but that's okay. Well, maybe he would go right there. Still a little bit bigger, but that's okay. There we go. I think I'll keep the blue out. Get my chamois. I clean the stamps really well. The chamois do. All right, so let's put a jellyfish on one of these. Okay. Then I will do maybe some fish. These are two fish. These are just whatever you want to do. Whether you want to do. Let me put them both on here. That. Whether you want to stamp it or whether you wanted to use designer paper, either way, it's up to you. So this one I do not like. So we will turn it over, clean it off. I will go lighter this time. Sometimes, if you press too hard, you pick that up. That's better. And a lot of times I practice first on the placemat too. That still came out, but you know what? This time I'm just going to correct it. I'll show you what I'm going to do. All right, let's put this fish away. And I want to put Seize the Day. I think I'll do that in the coral also. All right, and so now I'm going to take these little bubbles and I'm going to put those on with the Night of Navy, I think. So that'll be a little bit darker. Definitely don't want that to come out around, so just cleaning it off. Some of you all may remember, if you've been doing this for a while, we used to have to cut out our own stamps. They weren't already cut around. So this one, see, I'm going to put, there you go. Still see them a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not bothered by the details so much. And you could take these and put some ink around the edges, and I may do that just a little bit. Just didn't want to spend all my time stamping. I want to show you how to put this together. Okay. But you know what? I think a little bit of color might be nice on these. They look a little stark. Just takes a minute. This used to always be my trick. If something I didn't think had enough on it or didn't look quite filled enough, I always inked the edges. And that just, for whatever reason, that made it more pleasing to my eye. You might not like to do it. It doesn't have to be done. I just felt like this needed a little something. Okay. Whoops. So now I'm going to adhere these 4 onto the 4 pieces that I have. And you can use liquid, you can use tear and tape, you can use seal, stamp and seal, you can use whatever kind of adhesive you want to use here. I always get ink on my hands. I don't know why that is, but I do. It's like my badge of honor. That shows I've been having a good time. Because anytime that I am stamping. I'm having a good time. Not thinking about anything else. Just doing a little creative time. Okay, so I'll set these aside and let them dry. Now on this 2x9 piece, we're going to score. We're going to score it. I'll write this down in just a second. I'm going to score it at 2 2 3/4, at 3.5, and at 4 1/4. Okay. Now, I don't know how well you can see this, but we're going to make them all mountain folds. You know, a lot of times when you're scoring, you need to go mountain, valley, mountain, valley. We're doing all mountain folds on this one. Okay, so we wind up with something that looks like that. So this is how this is going to go in here. So I want to, all you have to do really is to either put a little tab here, or you could just punch a hole and put a ribbon or something like that. I like to punch this with the tag punch. I just think it looks nice. And I've got the tag punch, so why not? All right. Now, let's see. I have to decide what order I want these in. I think I'm going to go like this. So I want the seize the day to be the bottom. So the one on the bottom is going to go on first, and this 2x2 is going to sit right here on this, which is 2x2. So we're going to put adhesive on the whole thing and adhere that down. Okay, now the other 3, we are just going to attach on this little 3/4 inch part. And I am going to use tear and tape for that. Since these are going to be moving a lot, I just want to make sure that they're not going anywhere. You can use liquid for this, but then you just need to wait for it to dry, because I think the liquid is a very strong adhesive. I don't have a problem with things coming apart. If you use the old-time snail, that was my biggest complaint, was that it didn't hold as well long term. All right, so now take off these covers. Okay, so this one I want here, and I'm just going to put it up to the fold. Okay, so I've got, see how that is? I just have the adhesive here on that fold. Same thing here. And same thing here. So you can see how either stamping these or using designer paper doesn't matter. Just whatever kind of cards you're doing. Okay, so that's how that is going to be. So now I want to, this is about where I want that to be, because I wanted to be able to see the fish down here. So this is going to need to go across. See where this one, you can tell it's right, you know, right about where the, let me turn this sideways. Right about where this is going to be. Okay, so and you're going to adhere that down on both sides. Now, again, you could do this with the tear and tape. You could do it. It might be fun to put a brad in there. If you have any brads, I've still got some brads. I could put a brad in there. But this needs to hold well. So again, tear and tape, red line tape, a brad, liquid if you want to wait. You can see here, see how the adhesive went a little over from the edge. If that happens, just fold it back on itself. That's never a problem. Okay, so this is going to be what's holding this, and it was right about here. It is holding this on the card. Okay, and that can go right under there, see, like this. And this bottom layer where I've got seize the day is what's going to be adhered right here on this this little piece I've got going across. We had fun making these last week, the week before. How much time has gone by already? Boy, time is flying. Okay, so now I want to make sure I've got this lined up again exactly where I want it, because once I press that down, now this bottom one is adhered down, and when I pull, those all come off. Okay, so this piece that we stamped is going to go right here. Go ahead and put that on. I can hear the neighbor's dog barking. Hopefully you all can't hear that, but if you do, not a big deal. And then I would just write my greeting here on the inside. You can always write on the back of the card, or you can write on the inside of the card. You know, it doesn't really matter. Just want to put that back up through there. There we go. Okay, so then I also want to put just a little piece of ribbon in here so that they kind of know that they need to pull. Okay, I make a loop, put the loop through, and then so you've got the loop on one side and the two tails on the other side. Then just put those two tails up through the loop. That's how I do it. There's other ways you can do it as well. I think too, for this one, I'm going to put just a little spot of glue there, just so that it doesn't come out. I'll leave that to dry. Okay, so I need to stamp something on the inside and stamp my envelope, and I am done. So now we've got the card that comes. Okay, fits in a regular A2 size envelope, and then they can pull this, seize the day, and then they get to see the octopus on the inside. There we go. Okay, easy peasy, huh? So I hope you might make, I just don't want this glue to get on my card. I think it's okay. I hope you might try one of these waterfall cards. They're a lot of fun. They're easy to do. They just take a little bit of time because you have to get all your cuts and everything first. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.